But make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
Caitlin Clark is way better, way sooner than anybody thought.
Today, we're hearing from 10 WNBA stars who have seen it all, and what they say about Caitlin Clark is truly something. What happens when a superstar walks in and changes everything? When someone that special steps on the court, even the greatest players of the past and present can't help but pay attention. 10 legendary voices, 10 different takes. When the most accomplished women in basketball history talk about Caitlin Clark, their reactions go from pure shock to bold predictions about where the sport is headed. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ready? Let's go.
Absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
Basketball fans witnessed something rare on May 16th, 2024, when Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark went head-to-head for the first time. Two generational players who both changed college basketball were now facing off as pros. Their matchup had everything: deep shooting, sharp court vision, and a level of competition that reminded everyone why the sport is so special.
What Caitlin's been able to do in the college game, continue to push it forward. She's selling out every arena she's going to, and you know, obviously the WNBA is excited to bring her in market wherever she's going to end up, and continuing to push the game. Regardless of what she's doing, she's changing the game of basketball.
Even before Clark played a single WNBA game, the newly crowned WNBA champion had already become one of her biggest fans. Ionescu said she was genuinely excited to see what Clark would do in the league, recognizing a similar style of play in the way Clark approaches the game. But it wasn't just about their similarities. Ionescu specifically called out Clark's shooting range, pointing out that she can fire from anywhere on the floor, which completely changes how defenses have to play. After their first matchup, Ionescu's respect for Clark only grew stronger.
I hosted her and her dad at Oregon on when she came to visit, so we kind of go way back, and to be able to see her do what she did in college, and you know, now being able to go up against her, I'm just excited to see what she's gonna be able to accomplish.
All season long, their connection was clear to see. Both players shared each other's highlights and celebrated each other's wins publicly, showing how two fierce competitors can also become genuine supporters of one another.
Not the least, bit worried about what she's going to be able to accomplish in the league. I just know she's going to continue to work really hard and stick with it, and good things will happen to good people.
Imagine having the greatest playmaker in NBA history study every part of your game. That's exactly what happened when Sue Bird, who finished her career with 3,234 assists, focused her sharp eye on Caitlin Clark's rookie season. What she found changed the way she thought about point guards entirely.
Watched pretty much every single one of Caitlin's games early on because I am a fan. I do like good basketball, and of course I wanted to see how she would do. It was like, well, yeah, you have to. If you don't, she's going to drop 35 on you.
With 2 decades of WNBA experience and 4 championship rings behind her, Bird's take carried real weight. She noticed something in Clark that set her apart from most first-year players: a natural feel for court spacing and timing that usually takes years to build. But what really grabbed Bird's attention was Clark's court vision and decision-making. She pointed out that Clark's ability to make her teammates better was a rare quality for someone so young, especially at a level where most rookies struggle just to keep up with the pace of the pro game.
As I mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell's balling, Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple of years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
Looking ahead, Bird left no room for doubt about Clark's ceiling. She made it clear that what we're seeing now is just the beginning of what could be a career that truly changes the WNBA. Nafisa Collier, the current Defensive Player of the Year, was one of the first to take notice of Clark long before she ever entered the draft. Watching Clark play for Iowa and then Indiana, Collier saw early on that her deep shooting range forced defenses to completely rethink their game plans. That gave Collier a clear picture of what Clark would bring to the professional level. Here's what Collier had to say about Clark during her first season after watching how her range alone forces defenders to adjust everything they do.
So crazy because the growth that Caitlin has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues for when she comes to play. I think she deserves that. I think she should be one of the top players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing. So I think that's something that needs to change, and that's what we're trying to do.
Through their many matchups, Collier saw up close the competitive drive that pushes Clark. She plays with a passion that spreads to everyone around her, Collier said, pointing to the kind of impact that doesn't always show up in a stat line. The phrase generational talent gets used a lot, but what does it really mean when one true game changer evaluates another? With the clarity of someone who knows exactly what it takes to dominate from day one, Candace Parker broke down exactly what makes Clark so different.
I think that's what she's done for the game, in general. I don't say women's basketball, I say the game of basketball, period. You want to see a show, and I think that that's the biggest thing. You always talk about Steph being a showman. I mean, this is a showman right here.
Yes.
You're able to have sellout crowds to come and see you play. You have student sections that hate you, that want you to lose. That's what sports is, and that's what competition is, and Caitlin's brought all of that and some.
Parker's words carry extra meaning because she is the only player in WNBA history to win MVP honors as a rookie. She sees something truly different in the way Clark plays the game. She has changed basketball. Not just women's basketball, but the entire sport, Parker said, recognizing how far Clark's impact actually reaches.
You talk about players that change the game when they're on the court, whether they're touching the ball or not. You have to guard her when she steps into the gym. And so I don't think we've seen anything like that in women's basketball. I've played against a number of great shooters.
Yes. Somebody
that when they walk in the gym, you have to guard them. And I think the way the game is played has allowed her to showcase that skill, to be able to take that shot's being a good shot. It speaks to where basketball is right now.
Parker believes Clark has everything it takes to become one of the all-time greats, making it clear that we are watching another transformative force rise in women's basketball. If you've been enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Parker also pointed out that Clark's basketball IQ, her ability to make plays that show understanding far beyond her age, and her shooting range all combined to create opportunities on the court that simply did not exist before. We truly appreciate you watching, so let's keep going.
It's just really, really cool to think about one of those little girls who became Caitlin Clark. So I think it just goes to show you, when you just do your best to be in the moment and treat people with kindness, and just be present when you can, it really makes a big difference. And looking at the type of person and leader that she can be with people.
Parker is not the only legend who sees greatness ahead for Clark. Before Clark became a household name, she had a chance encounter with her childhood idol Maya Moore, and what started there grew into a mentor and student relationship that even Moore never saw coming.
All I ever wanted to do was meet her. I didn't have a phone. My dad didn't have his phone, so I just ran over. It's like, can you sign my shirt? Signed my shirt, gave her a hug, ran away. It's like the most vivid memory I have of women's basketball growing up, and honestly, I still tell everybody that story because it meant so much to me. It's so cool. I still feel like I was this tall and freaking out, and I ran across the court, gave you a hug. I know. Now I'm taller than you. Oh my God.
From the very first time they met, Moore saw something special in Clark's game. While Clark's raw ability was obvious right away, what interested Moore was the way Clark played and how she developed as her career moved forward. Moore took real pride watching her become a powerful force on the court.
How does it feel that the best player in the women's game was inspired by you?
Oh man, it's a full circle moment. I remember being 10-year-old Maya going up, hugging, Cynthia Cooper or one of the legends, and just to see that we're still continuing to be able to be connected, to be inspired by each other, to be, family, right? I love the connection.
What impressed Moore most was Clark's ability to lift the players around her. She saw in Clark the same qualities that had defined her own career: the ability to raise everyone's level and shift the direction of any game. That bond reached its most emotional point when Moore showed up without warning at Clark's final regular season game at Iowa. It was a moment that felt like a passing of the torch from one generation to the next.
It is so cool to see, just little seeds like that of how we treat each other, how we enjoy each other, how we see each other, and what that means. And now she's growing up, and look at her, and it's super cool. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud of her.
Looking ahead, Moore believes Clark's impact will go well beyond basketball, inspiring the next group of athletes who will shape the future of women's basketball.
Sitting there like, oh my God. But she's so crafty. This is what people don't know about Caitlin. She's not just a three-point shooter. She's a great passer, not a mediocre passer, not so-so. She is a great passer.
When WNBA pioneer Cynthia Cooper watched Clark step into the professional spotlight, she saw the same bold spirit that helped build the league all those years ago. While some questioned whether Clark could handle the jump to the pro game, Cooper wasn't doubting anything. She came out strong and said it plainly. Caitlin Clark is the future of basketball. Coming from someone who helped set the standard for excellence in the WNBA, those words mean a great deal.
I wish, Caitlin Clark had that experience this year because she's our future.
Cooper said she wished Clark had that experience earlier because she is simply the future of this league. But Cooper's take went beyond just defending Clark against the critics. She focused on Clark's full game, pointing out how Clark hasn't just met expectations at the professional level, she's gone past them. What drew Cooper in was Clark's ability to affect every part of the game and her versatility on the court.
That level of greatness, that level of play on a consistent basis as a rookie puts you up in the upper echelon of any league, definitely the W.
When Cheryl Miller, the woman who helped redefine women's basketball in the 1980s, first watched Clark play, she was immediately drawn to her offensive game, especially her shooting range. Cooper was also struck by Clark's competitive fire, her drive, and her refusal to back down, qualities that reminded her of the same spirit that built the WNBA from the ground up. Miller noted that we haven't seen a shooting range like Clark's in a very long time, and she observed how Clark kept creating scoring chances even with defenders right in her face.
Set a screen for Caitlin. Caitlin don't need a screen. Caitlin's got great handles. The one thing that I don't think people really appreciate about that young lady's game, she can pass the ball.
She can't pass. She got great assists.
She bounce pass is
the bounce pass is powerful,
which is almost non-existent in the game.
But Miller's attention wasn't only on the highlight plays. Caitlin is more than a player. She's a brand, Miller said, noting how Clark's presence is growing the WNBA's reach and pulling in fans who had never paid attention before.
I hugged her. I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this. Use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you. I said, no matter what, keep being you.
Looking forward, Miller's prediction for Clark is direct and confident. If she keeps going this way, she has the ability to completely redefine what it means to be a superstar in women's basketball. Coming from someone with that kind of standing in the game, this was more than a compliment. It was a passing of the crown. Rebecca Lobo, both a champion as a player and a sharp analyst, spotted something in Clark that others had missed entirely. Her detailed breakdown of Clark's game revealed patterns that would make even the most doubtful scouts take a second look, with a clear focus on what Clark's presence means for Indiana's playoff chances.
Ends up leading the league in assists per game at 8.5, averaging 19 points a game as well. She had an absolutely remarkable rookie campaign.
Looking ahead, Lobo's prediction was grounded in both experience and careful observation. If Clark keeps going in this direction, there is simply no ceiling on how high she can go in this league.
Clark is one of the best rookie seasons we have ever seen by a player in the WNBA. She has the 5th highest assists per game average ever. She's only the 2nd rookie to lead the league in assists. The other one was Keisha Penichero back in 1998.
When 2-time MVP and 3-time champion Breanna Stewart first faced Clark, most people expected to see a veteran put a rookie in her place. Instead, Stewart walked away with observations that surprised even the most experienced people in the game, and it got the attention of the WNBA's reigning champion.
She's a great player, and I think the way that she's kind of came into this league, she's continuing to hold her own and show everyone what she can do.
What stood out to Stewart wasn't only Clark's natural ability, but her dedication to the craft, and you can feel it every time she steps on the floor. Stewart watched closely during their games and saw a rookie who was completely committed to being excellent. Clark's ability to create her own shot while staying calm in tight moments left a lasting impression on the MVP.
The numbers, the viewership, the attendance, the way that she plays the game, she's ultra competitive. Her ability to really stretch the floor and find her teammates. She has these games where it's like you have to guard her wherever she is.
But Stewart saw something even bigger in Clark's presence that went beyond the numbers. Caitlin's ability to energize a crowd is something this league rarely sees, she said, recognizing Clark's special gift for lighting up arenas all over the country. When the highest scoring player in WNBA history looks at you and says something significant, it tends to stay with you. Still, not everyone shared Stewart's early belief in Clark. Diana Taurasi had her doubts, which sparked real debate, until one unexpected moment changed her perspective completely.
SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing.
As the season went on, Taurasi's view began to shift in a big way. At their final game, as Clark's fever took over and pushed the mercury aside, everyone in that building understood they were watching something special unfold right in front of them.
It's amazing, what Caitlin's been able to do in her short career so far has just been nothing short of remarkable. And the one thing that I really love about her, she loves the game. You can tell she's put the work in. And even, throughout, her short WNBA career, it's been a lot of pressure, a lot of things thrown at her, and she keeps showing up and keeps getting better every single game. So her future is super bright, and being a veteran and being in this league for a long, long time, it's pretty cool to see that and going into the future.
Now, there's a shared understanding between two generations of basketball greatness. Clark is recognized as a force that is changing women's basketball, exactly the kind of player the WNBA needs to push the sport forward. When 10 of basketball's greatest voices, from Ionescu's early support to Taurasi's powerful change of heart, all point in the same direction, it's clear we are watching something rare. These legends see exactly what Clark brings to the game, and their collective praise says everything about her ability to transform the sport. The Indiana Fever, once a team searching for direction, are now playoff contenders. Clark is breaking records, filling arenas, inspiring a new generation of players, and raising the profile of women's basketball across the board. The legends have spoken, and the future of this sport has never looked more exciting. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. See you in the next one.